Hey guys, this is our 2-week postpartum update. Our baby girl was born at 39 weeks and 3 days. She is absolutely perfect. So I just wanted to do an update on kind of like our status. So how this past 2 weeks has been for me and how it has been for her. So please excuse my not so makeup self. I watched a couple of these videos from other moms and they looked like impeccable and well rested, and I was just like, how? But I know everybody's different, every baby's different, every mom's different. But anyways, I'm going to be real with you. I am exhausted and I am a mess, but I'm so incredibly happy. If you want a video where I talk about just kind of like the labor and delivery process for us, then let me know. I will definitely do that. If not, I'll just do these like random postpartum updates on myself and her, if that's something you think you would enjoy. So definitely let me know. So for myself, it has just been recovery and sleep and just trying to get myself back to normal and adjust to this like crazy new lifestyle with a baby. The first couple days were terrifying because I just didn't want to sleep because everything is a hazard and she would make these noises and I would just like think that she was choking or couldn't breathe, or I just like I couldn't, it's so hard. So myself, it's just been trying to get sleep because she sleeps so when she's up for about an hour, and then she sleeps for 2 to 4 hours at a time. And during that hour that she's up, like in between there, she is feeding, slash eating. She's not feeding anyone. Anyways, she's been great. She hasn't, there were just a couple of nights that were a little rough as far as her not wanting to sleep or not wanting to latch and just kind of screaming insanely, which was a bit rough. Sean was home for this first 2 weeks. He just went back to work today. So he goes back for 2 weeks and then he has another 2 weeks off and then that's it. His job is actually more of a European model as far as maternity and paternity leave goes. So he actually gets more time and more pay for paternity leave at his job than I get for maternity leave at my job, in case you were curious. Anyway, so having him has been wonderful because you still can't like lift anything. So he's been doing basically all of the house stuff, like laundry, dishes, just helping me burp, change her, all that stuff. And then I've been just doing everything else with her, trying to manage pumping, feeding, changing, laundry, dishes, just like the basics to function for myself. Eating, because I totally understand how sometimes moms lose weight because you don't have time to eat, because you're so busy with a baby and they come first. I mean, occasionally I'll be like, okay, you have to cry for a minute and a half because I have to like wolf down this sandwich. But the rest of the time I'm like, super attentive to her and not really thinking about myself. And since I'm breastfeeding, I'm also super hungry. And then I'm still healing, so I'm doing everything that the doctors had us doing in the hospital for my body as far as like taking care of it and medicine and stuff like that, to try to get back to a semblance of normalcy there. And it's interesting because I don't get an appointment for postpartum until 6 weeks. So, yeah. So the aftercare, I guess, is just, keep up as best you can, and then I guess stop when you feel better. And then at your 6-week postpartum, they let you know that you're in the clear and you're good to go for everything. I don't know. But baby has had, so Elizabeth has had 2 appointments. She had a 1 week and a 2 week at a pediatrician's. So at her 1 week, it was to measure, weigh, and just kind of check her over and make sure everything's okay, look at the belly button. And then the 2 week was to make sure that she was gaining weight. I did supplement with formula a couple of times 2 days ago because she has been taking longer naps and like closer to like 3.5, 4 hours sometimes. And then she's more hungry, and it seemed like she was having trouble latching, and then it seemed like she wanted more than I could give her. So I got nervous and I gave her some formula. When we went to the doctor's yesterday, the doctor like talked with me and we fed and showed her, and she thinks that I'm fine and I'm making enough, and that perhaps I should be waking her up at 3 or 3.5 hours, not let her hit 4, but that I should be making enough for her. So yesterday I didn't supplement, and so far today I haven't supplemented. So I like having that option, and I do have some of the formula that the hospital gave us and that a friend gave us. So I do want that available, because at her 2-week appointment they also check to see if she gained back, because they lose weight and then you want them to gain back and get close to their birth weight again. So she's only 1 ounce off below her birth weight. So they said everything's good, she's gaining weight fine, you know, everything looks fine. But I just, you know, it's so hard to not get nervous, and I wanted so badly to breastfeed and to have that work, but it is exhausting, and pumping is like, it's, everything is just really tiring, and you have to clean and sanitize everything and keep track. So I'm using an app called Baby Connect, I think. So a friend at work, Erin, recommended it, and I really like it. So I'll leave a link and like the name for that below. So that's how to keep track of like how many diapers she has, like wet and dirty, and how often she's feeding, if you're giving formula or nursing, if you're pumping, like how many ounces. And it's just, so I'm going to go over it today and just kind of go through the past couple days, just so I can get an idea of like about how many ounces she's eating a day and how often, like how many hours she's sleeping, about how many diapers, because I know when you do it on paper, like sometimes they give you like a little worksheet or packet, they want you to keep track of how many she has. And I know that like back in the day with like our parents, you change it when it's dirty, and you know, like she seems fine, she's fine. But I am curious as to about how many I'm going through. Just to know also like about how much she's sleeping, about when, you know, what times of day she's sleeping. Because the other night, 2 nights ago, 1 hour, I got 1 hour of sleep. Dude, I never knew that it was possible to function. And by function, I'm using that term loosely, because I actually made myself, like I had like heated up, I had warmed up a burger that I had previously cooked. And I always put pickles on my burger. And I literally put the hamburger top onto the pickle jar and the pickle jar top onto my hamburger. and like was legit confused. It was like, so sleep deprivation is real. Pregnancy brain was a problem, but sleep deprivation is like a whole different level. I just think I feel like my pregnancy brain wasn't too bad. I feel like this is going to be a little more nuts. Oh, and I'll insert some pictures. A friend of ours did some photography, some newborn photos of her. Of course, I don't love myself in the photos because, you know, 2 weeks out of having a baby, definitely not yourself yet, physically or mentally or emotionally or in any way. And I just kind of like threw on a random dress that I'd worn a couple times at work. Like I didn't, you know, try on and try to find a cute outfit for myself. I did order a cute swaddle for her. Sean, of course, is a guy, so he looks great. But anyways, you know, like your body is just, it's very different from how it was. And I'm just very self-conscious, and I saw the pictures and I was like, oh, baby looks great. Sean looks great. I look tired and a little rough around the edges. Anyways, so it's been a wonderful 2 weeks. She's absolutely beautiful and healthy, and it's just been a whirlwind. And I've just been doing a lot of praying and resting and just trying to, like, it's survival mode right now. Oh, and this 2 weeks, I can cry at the drop of a dime. I am on the verge of tears at any moment. If anyone asks how I'm doing, I will cry. If anyone says anything, I will cry. And I'm not like sad. I'm just overwhelmed, and yeah, I will cry at any moment. So I feel bad for anyone that has come to visit us. I really appreciate friends and family that have come by and texted and called, and also people that have just kept their distance, knowing that it's like such a huge transition, and it's so hard to like manage and to try to be ready for company when you don't know when she's going to be hungry, if she's going to be tired, if she's going to be screaming. And then I'm worried about, because, you know, babies don't get shots until like 6 weeks, so I'm worried about anyone who could have been sick, or been around people that were sick. We've only left the house to go to appointments and to visit Sean's grandfather. Other than that, we haven't gone out. I'm hoping to take her and Penny for a walk today, maybe. if I'm brave enough to go around the block by myself with her, because it's just, yeah, you know, she could scream at any moment, and I always feel like people might be like judging me, and I don't, you know, what if I have to feed her? I'm just like not ready for any of that. So yeah, I hope I can get it together and get a little more comfortable. So if you have any love or expertise or just any advice to share, and thank you guys so much for watching.